Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. Welcome to the worst albums in my CD collection. And I've done this kind of video in the past, but, this is updated. And it always does change a little bit. There's sometimes an album that I disliked. For instance, Bob Dylan's Saved. When I bought that after Slow Train Coming, which I love, my favorite Bob Dylan album, I was so disappointed in it. But in the past few months, I realized I actually like the album, and I ended up, I heard it on Spotify after a long time, and I enjoyed it, so I bought it, and it's not one of the worst albums in my collection. So these are not in order at the moment, but I'm going to be ranking them. And these include some of my all-time favorite artists: John Lennon, Lou Reed, Frank Zappa, Blue Oyster Cult, and many more. So here we go. And if you're a big fan of any of these albums, maybe you can talk me into giving the albums another chance. But I doubt it. So, Blue Oyster Cult, Imaginos. Not my favorite Blue Oyster Cult album. Big fan of Captain Beefheart, but there are some albums I'm not a fan of, including the Mirror Man Sessions. Speaking of John Lennon, Rock and Roll. The Kinks. Everybody's in showbiz. Everybody's a star. Lou Reed and Metallica, Lulu. Another Captain Beefheart, Strictly Personal. John Lennon, Yoko Ono. And I'm a fan of Yoko Ono's, solo albums, her song-based albums that probably most of you have never heard. But I'm not a fan of Unfinished Music No. 2, Life with the Lions. But wait, there's more. Wedding Album. And there's one more coming up. All right, Black Oak, Arkansas, I'd Rather Be Sailing. I'd rather be listening to something else than Black Oak, Arkansas's I'd Rather Be Sailing. Patti Smith, Horses. And I will talk about this, because my opinion on it has changed a bit, but still, it's one of my least favorite albums. Thingfish, Frank Zappa. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras. Lou Reed, The Raven. Lou Reed, Metal Machine Music. Lou Reed. I know this will surprise some of you because people have said that it's a good album. I don't know why, but I just can't get into it. And I love Ecstasy, that was around the same, that was before this or after this. Set the Twilight Reeling. Paul McCartney. Pipes of Peace. Yes, Union. The Shakes, Philosophy of the World. And one more experimental. Two Virgins. And I did this in a video and it got quite a few laughs. Oof, you can see the back. And the Beach Boys, Summer in Paradise. So I'll be back and I'm gonna rank these. It's gonna be fun. From my least favorite, you know the way it goes from my least to, how do you do that? Because these are all not great. But I'm ranking these, you know, the first one I show is not as bad as the last one I show. That's how they're being ranked. So number 1 will be the ultimate worst. I'll be back. All right, that took about 3 minutes. That's what she said. And I've ranked them from 20 to number 1. So number 1 is the worst in my collection. So number 20 is Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney. This is when I stopped buying Paul McCartney albums. I didn't even buy this. I really liked Tug of War. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like it a lot. But when Pipes of Peace came out and I heard, you know, a couple of the songs from the album, I didn't buy it. And I didn't buy any Paul McCartney albums for over 25 years until Memory Almost Full, which I became a fan of. And and then later on, going back, I did like some of the other albums after Pipes of Peace. But that's number 20. Number 19, it's okay, but it was disappointing when it came out. John Lennon, Rock and Roll. I hope Sean Lennon isn't watching this video because we're kind of buddies. I'm just joking, Sean. Anyway, number 18. Yeah, big fan of Blue Oyster Cult, but Imaginos I've never really liked. The production is not very good and just not a fan. So these are slowly getting worse. Next up, I love the Kinks, their albums in the 60s. Arthur, Lola versus Power Man, and other ones. But this one, Everybody's in Showbiz. I've never cared for. I think it's okay, but it's the Kinks. The Kinks should have great albums. And so if you're a fan of this, talk me into trying to listen to this again, because I just haven't warmed up to it yet. Next up, let's forget the numbers for a minute. And like I said, they're just gradually getting worse and worse for me. Next up, Patti Smith, Horses. I love Radio Ethiopia, and my favorite is Easter. But this one, I've never been able to get into. I've tried. But I haven't played this in probably over a year. Maybe I need to try it one more time. This band, I was a big fan of this band in the early 70s, and then gradually their albums just started getting worse and worse. And at this point, they're trying to be really commercial and poppy, and it don't work for them. Black Oak, Arkansas, I'd rather be sailing, or I'd rather be listening to some other album by Black Oak, Arkansas, like High on the Hawk. Now this is, I almost feel this should have been ranked earlier, but the thing is, they are one of the greatest bands ever from, the 60s, early 70s. And this album, half of it is horrible, and half of it is either pretty good or superb. It's Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras. I do love the song Door to Door, that is sung by Stu Cook, the bassist. And of course, Sweet Hitchhiker is great. Someday Never Comes. But that's about it. So there's like 2 or 3 great songs, and then the rest of it is either not good or bad. Ooh, the first of a few Lou Reed albums. I'm a huge Lou Reed fan, but I've never ever been able to get into this album. Let me know if you love Set the Twilight Reeling. I love, around the same time was the album Ecstasy, which I really like. But this one, I just can't get into. Number 12. So this one, this might, at one point I did the worst album in my CD collection, and it was this. But I've kind of warmed up to it a little bit. It's still far from my favorite, but the last time I listened to it, I listened to it all the way through, and I almost liked it. It's Frank Zappa's Thingfish. Number 11. Union. Yeah, what a mess of an album. I'm a big Yes fan, but I never enjoy listening to this album. And there's 14 songs. It's too much. The production isn't great. And there's like 18 people playing on the album. Okay, number 10 is bad, but it's also kind of endearing in a way. I might play it every 2 or 3 years, just for a laugh. But there's worse albums than The Shakes' Philosophy of the World. And if you know the whole backstory, like I said, it is kind of endearing. And the songs are bad, but they're also kind of catchy in a way, so it's weird. Number 9. I need to play this again, but I'm scared to. I remember I did it for Does This Album Suck? And I think at the end I said it didn't suck, but it's still one of my least favorite Lou Reed albums. Lou Reed and Metallica, Lulu. Let me know if you love this album. There must be somebody out there that loves it. All right, I had to change my battery because my battery was low. That's what she said. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 to go. Number 8 and number 7, they're kind of equal. I love this artist, but these two albums I've never really cared for. Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, the Mere Man Sessions, and Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, Strictly Personal. Let me know if you like or love either of these albums. Number 6. Summer in Paradise by the Beach Boys. Oh, I love the Beach Boys. They're at least my third favorite band of all time now. But this stinks. This is god-awful. It makes me mad. Okay, top 5. Oh, another Lou Reed. Yeah, and it's a double album. Lou Reed, The Raven, and there's a lot of spoken word in it, and I don't think I've ever listened to it all. Maybe that's the problem. But I just can't listen to it all the way through. It's just boring and not good. But let me know if you love this album. And you plead with me to give it another chance. Because, otherwise, like I said, except for, 2 or 3 albums, I'm a huge fan of Lou Reed. I love, I love some of his least favorite albums, like The Bells and Sally Can't Dance. All right. The top 4, 3 of them are by 2 artists. They are the experimental albums by John and Yoko. So it doesn't really matter. My memory is, I've told this story before, but I saw this at the local record store, and the owner of the record store was like a family friend. And so I take it up to the counter, I'm all excited, and she warns me saying, It's not good. It's just screaming and whatever, and I didn't care. That's John Lennon. He's a Beatle. And I had nothing against Yoko even back then. And so I bought it. And she was right. Just guitar feedback and Yoko screaming. What is it, 5 minutes of silence or something, baby's heartbeat. And I took it back to the store the next day. And she was nice enough to, give me my money back. But, yeah. But that's my favorite of the three that I dislike, if that makes any sense. And then the other two, wedding album. And I've played them all the way through once on my YouTube channel, unfortunately. And then this one, of course. And at one point I had the vinyl, and I got quite a few laughs when I already knew what it looked like, unfortunately. But when I did this, when I did this. Anyway, number one has to be Lou Reed, Metal Machine Music, which is just a double album of guitar feedback. And it honestly is interesting, at least for the, if you listen to like 3 minutes of it. And I have listened to it all the way through, once again, a few years back on my YouTube channel. And, oh, the memories. But, yeah. So this is number one, the worst. Let me know if you're a fan of I know there are people that are seriously fans of this album, Some people love this kind of experimental music. I'm just not one of them. So that is it. I would love your thoughts in the comment section below. Please remember to thumbs up the video, leave a comment below, and make sure you're subscribed. Have a great day. Goodbye.